Everyone is leaving California. Or are they? Hi again, it's Douglas Lucky Larson here on the Retire Early and Often channel, and today we're looking at California and the so-called epic exodus. Just like you, I keep hearing about the mass exodus from LA and San Francisco, and there are actually a lot of people leaving, as you can clearly track with U-Haul and Allied Moving Company data. There are also some high-profile people I'm sure you've heard about that are leaving California over the last year, including Elon Musk and his Tesla headquarters. How about 50 Cent? And then there's Ben Shapiro, Kanye West, Joe Rogan, and some very popular YouTubers like Shelby and Graham Stephan. Our next slide here. When you look at the real data, though, the California population continues to grow, albeit a little slower in recent years. But here's something interesting. The number one place that people go to when they leave California is another city in California, like, for instance, San Diego. Well, let's look at this graph here. I know San Diego well because I grew up there. I've also invested there a little bit over the last 10 years. And, wow, during the pandemic, when everybody's been moving out of other cities, people have been coming to San Diego. Look at the price. Median sales price went from $589 in, I guess this was March of 2020, and now it's all the way up here, $750, as we go into the last quarter of 2021. Yeah, that's because of supply and demand. And let me tell you, there is a huge demand. People are coming in. Well, rents have also shot up. And in a different video, I talk about why I recently purchased another rental home in California, even though the market appears to be at an all-time high. Now, I'm not the only one who wants to spend time in California, though. Despite the problems, and we will discuss those. You can see from this graph right here, I started with on this page, that if you include births and foreign immigration, California's population continues to rise. Now, I think we all know why many people want to leave California. We've heard them, right? We got all kinds of government restrictions because of this guy. We have crime. These are some great little videos if you want to see them, with just brazen shoplifting going on because of recent laws in California decriminalizing shoplifting up to about $950. So people just, hey, let's just grab stuff and walk out of the store, and nobody does anything. Here's a security guard right here, and he's just kind of watching somebody take stuff. Yeah, that's great. Doesn't instill confidence. We got traffic. Yes, everybody loves traffic in California. Nope, no, they don't. But the big cities, LA, yeah, they have problems. YouTube video here from Nick Johnson. This guy's got some great videos on the homelessness in LA, where he just drives around and documents. And yeah, there's whole cities of people just living on the sidewalk. There's a lot of reasons for that, but California is just not cracking down like many other places do. And so the people just do what they can get away with. Some of the larger cities like LA and San Francisco have a higher rate of homelessness than many other places because people from other places move there because they can. Now, I know there was a big story about Venice Beach a while back and the big homeless encampments there, and they have cracked down on those September and October of 2021. But, you know, yeah, you get what you get if you don't make other plans. Well, here's another great graph that I love. This talks about the overall cost of living that's very high in California. You can see here, California, and I guess baseline is 100. So some places like, let's say Kansas have a lower than average cost of living. Texas, a little lower than average. A lot of people from California moving to Texas. Guess why? Yeah, you add in things like, grocery bills and housing, utilities, transportation, health, and also taxes. And you get places like Texas where people want to be. If you want to pay a lot more money just for living, well, you've got New York, and you've got New England. You've definitely got California, and you've got Hawaii. Yep, I lived there for quite a while. We'll talk about that in a bit. But anyway, I think we can see, again, some of the reasons why people do want to move out of California. But there are all kinds of reasons why people want to stay in or move to California. Let's talk about some of those. Now, weather. Number one on most people's list. Weather and recreation. If you live within 20 miles of the California coast, especially in the lower half of the state, I'm telling you, the weather is perfect. Now, that is if you don't mind all four seasons being about the same. That's what I grew up with, and that's what I prefer. Now, I love some snowboarding and some beautiful autumn colors, but I really hate shoveling snow and wearing heavy coats and slipping on icy steps and walkways, and I really hate being trapped indoors for several months out of the year during winter, and then again in the summer if it's too hot or too humid or if there's just too many bugs. California weather, especially near the coast, is just plain perfect. Another draw to California is dreams and fantasies. That's why I called this California Dreaming on this slide. Now, movies, music videos have forever romanticized California. And just so you know, most of these dreams and fantasies do not come true, but they are a huge draw. People come and visit for a week or two and they say, what in the world would I live in Chicago or Minnesota for? And those can be good places, don't get me wrong. Don't want to offend anybody. They say, why am I living here when I could have palm trees, this nice weather, recreation all year round, and I could bump into movie stars, or maybe I could become a movie star or a model or blah, blah, blah. It's California dreaming, and it's romanticized fiction, but it is a real draw. Now, I lived in Hawaii, both on Oahu and Maui, for 10 years. And trust me, a 1 or 2 week vacation in the islands is nothing like living there full time. When you have to work and pay bills, and you rarely see your extended family because they live on the mainland, and then you have to pay inflated prices for gas and food and housing. You know, I love my life in Hawaii, but it's not all unicorns and rainbows. Or dolphins. In California, it's the same thing. You pay a little more or a lot more for almost everything. You might get free oranges off your neighbor's tree or avocados that grow right in your own backyard. But just about everything else is 10 or 20 or 50% higher in price than Arizona or Idaho or Wisconsin or Pennsylvania or Texas or wherever. Again, life can be very expensive in California, but people don't think about that when they are California dreaming or having golden dreams of the Golden State. Now, one more reason that people may want to move to or stay in California is the perceived connections, both socially and in business. Now, it's no secret that, say, Silicon Valley is the mecca for technology, but you know, every state has its own growing tech sector. It's just that the perceived value of being in and around Silicon Valley and other parts of California, you know, LA, it has a huge advantage in people's minds. Other industries as well in California have been perceived to have a superior advantage. And again, it's perceived, but, you know, movie making, modeling, fashion, architecture, hospitality, tourism, banking. How about environmental innovation? Now, again, I know the other areas of the country and the world absolutely can compete and even be superior in these areas. But there is a perceived advantage in California. And that's the reason why there are about 40 million people in the state. That's more than the entire country of Canada, by the way. And it's about 15 million more people than the entire country of Australia. So, back to the title of this video. Everyone is leaving California. Well, obviously not everyone, but hundreds of thousands of people are. In the last year, nearly 700,000 people moved out of the state. Over the last 10 years, about 6 million people moved out of the state, while about 5 million people moved to California from other states. Now, that is a net loss, but again, with birth rates and foreign immigration, both legal and undocumented, California's population continues to grow, just at a slower pace than, say, prior to 2010. The epic California exodus? Maybe it's not so epic after all. Let me know your comments below, and please also like, subscribe, and share this video. I'd appreciate it. It helps. One other point. I always like to give at least one helpful hint or two that you can take away and use. Take a look at this slide. I love history, and a fun fact from California over 170 years ago is that when thousands of early settlers came west to California to find gold and become rich, it was actually the people selling clothes and equipment that made the real money. Right now, the trends in late 2021, well, it has to do with COVID-19 and government reactions around it. People seeking jobs, a work-at-home space, or maybe downsizing, or whatever. Demographic shifts, no matter what they are, mean opportunity. Moving companies and self-storage businesses are blazingly busy. Landlords that have the right kinds of rentals, wow, they're doing amazingly well. Daycare providers, nannies, preschools have become more successful than ever before. They have more business that they can handle in many cities and suburbs. There's probably a business opportunity easily within your grasp right now that can help you in your goal to retire early and often. Look around and discover your own gold. It may not be in California. Happy hunting, and I hope to see you on the next video.